Hi everyone. In today's session, we will be seeing how to develop a logic for writing a C program. So I have seen that most of the students, they are comfortable with the syntax, but still they can't write a program, or they don't know how to develop a logic for program. So I will see, or I will show that with an example, and in the coming lectures or in the coming sessions also we will be discussing different programs. So more than theory, I'm going to give different programs. We will discuss different programs and we will see how we can develop that logic for developing a program. So the first question is to find the sum of 5 random numbers. And before writing a code, what we have to do is we'll be having a strategy where we'll be discussing some points. First thing is to identify the inputs. So you'll be identifying the inputs. Next, you have to know how the output should appear. And third is a major part, how we are going to solve that, the solution. And when I say the solution, the first thing is that you are not going to code it, you are going to find a way to solve that problem. Okay. So we can take this example. So the question is to find the sum of 5 random numbers. So first of all, what will be the input? You have to get 5 numbers. So now you know the input, you have to get 5 numbers from the user. And what will be the output? So there will be only one output. You will add up all the 5 numbers and that result will be given. So we will work it with an example. Suppose I am going to tell you 5 numbers. So what I need you to do is, in your mind, you have to calculate the sum. Okay, I am going to tell the numbers. So 10, 20, 40, 30 and 50. I hope you have got the result. If I am right, you would have got 150, 30, 70, 100, 150. Okay. So your inputs are these 5 numbers and your output will be 150. And now we have to see how we have solved that. So I am sure most of you must have got the same answer, which means you know how to solve this problem. So we will see how we have solved that problem, how you may have solved it. Okay. So when I say in your mind you have to calculate, initially what will be in your mind? Before I am giving the numbers, in your mind you are having nothing, which means you are having a 0. When I said 10, you have updated that, you have made it as 10. When I said the second number 20, what you have done? In your mind you are having 10, you have added 20 along with that and you have kept it as 30. Then when I say 40, you have added 40 with this 30 and now you have 70 in your mind. Then I gave the next number, which is 30, you have added it with 70, so you have got 100. And when I say the last number 50, you have added with 100 and you have got it as 150. That's what you have done in your mind. Okay. Now what we have to do is, we have the solution, or we know how we have calculated it. Now we have to convert that into a C code. Okay. So for converting the logic into a C program, first we have to know what all are the structures which is needed to write it into a C program. So we can see that we are reading 5 numbers. So we are having a process of reading a number, and that process is repeated 5 number of times. So whenever there is a repetition, you can use a loop for that. So for reading the numbers, you need a loop. So inside a loop, you are going to read some numbers, and then what you are doing? You are adding that number with the number in your mind. Is it right? So first you are having 0, then you have added 10, then to that number you have added 20, then to that result you have added 40, and you have kept on doing that. which means the adding process was also done multiple times, which means that also should be inside the looping statement. And once you have got the final result, you have displayed it, and display process is done only once, which means display will be outside the loop. Okay, so now we are having some idea. With this idea, we will see how we can write a C language or a C code for that. I am going to convert it into a C language. So I have started. Inside main, I am declaring the variables. So I know the input. I have to read some numbers and I have to store that in a variable. So I am declaring num, and initially in your mind you are having a value 0. So for storing that, I am using a variable sum. So initially sum is set as 0. Okay. Now what you have to do? Now you have to read the 5 numbers. Which means for reading you can use a scanf statement, which is repeated 5 number of times because you are reading 5 numbers. So I am using a loop which is iterated for 5 times. So for I is equal to 0, so I am declaring a variable I less than 5, I plus plus. Every time what I have to do, I have to scan a number. So scanf %d, and to which variable you are reading it? You are reading it to num. So I have got the first number. When the first number is read, I am going to add it with the number in my mind. So initially in your mind you are having 0, that is added with the first number, which is 10. So sum is equal to sum plus that number. Okay, so once 10 is read, in sum you are having, so in sum this is the variable. Initially you were having 0. Once I said 10, that is added with the value in sum. So 0 plus 10, you get 10. Okay. Now again this process will repeat 5 times. So I will be incremented to 1. 1 less than 5, you are going to read the second number. So second number is 20. So what you are doing, whatever value you are having in sum, along with that you are adding 20. So 10 plus 20, you have got 30. Next number is 40. So 30 plus 40, you get 70. Next is 30. So 70 plus 30, you have got 100. And last number is 50. 100 plus 50, you are having 150 in sum. So that's all you are going to do it inside the loop. And once you are out of the loop, you have to display the output, which is stored in the variable sum. So it will be printf sum is equal to %d, comma, you have it in variable sum. I hope the code is, you can follow the code. I hope it is clear.